have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. So YouTube, guess where we're at? We're on the road. We're free. We're rolling. We're not going to see snow. At least this winter.
Well, at least we hope.
Yeah, at least we hope. We never know. It is 2020. We might see some snow. So, how did we get here? Well, I got a few clips, and we just butchered them together real quick. That's kind of why we're talking to you now. We are at a location that we'll talk about here in a second. I'll show you an overview of the place. But we headed out, as you've seen in the last video that I kind of threw together. Or actually, I'm getting ready to throw together, but you've already seen it. And we basically got everything, the final touches done at the house. We had that gentleman, he had come back and finished out that job just after we left. So we left the house, and that got taken care of. Those totes that were in the garage that you seen in the last video, our son sold them. Heidi had them listed on Facebook Marketplace. They sold them. My spare tire carrier and the grill, our barbecue grill, I gave to a really good friend of ours, been a friend for years, back whenever I first started my small engine business. He had a small engine business with his brother. And Jeff, hey, how you doing? Jeff is the one that bought my bumper, my 4-inch bumper. I cut off the RV when I bolted this heavy hauler bumper from Mountain Lock on there. And I gave him a call and said, hey, you've got that 4-inch bumper. How would you like to have a spare tire carrier that goes to that? So I gave him that, and I gave him our grill. Of course, you know, he's an RVer himself, so that works out great. So Jeff, enjoy, and we're having a blast so far. So how did we get here? Well, it took a long time. So if you guys stumble onto this video for the first time, you guys are first-time watchers because of maybe the title or something, or the thumbnail, which I'm sure it might be a little bit on the clickbait side, because we have now become definitely officially full-time RVers. We're on the road, and we still have our house that needs to be sold. As of filming right now, when I'm talking to you, we have an open house it's tomorrow. So hopefully that'll go well. If not, we have already made accommodations for the house to be taken care of until next spring. And if we decide we want to come back to Ohio next spring, maybe, I don't know. We don't have to be back in Ohio. But yeah, with the way the market is with the housing, we think that it should go at some point here. Like I say, especially when it starts getting cold, which right now it's pretty cold up there. The temperature dropped considerably today in Ohio. So the first thing I'm going to show you here is a clip of us stopping and getting something to eat. We were barely away from the house, and we just wanted to say hi. So let's go to that. Well, we're not too far from home. We stopped at Newcomerstown. This is actually part of my old Sears route, this area. Heidi's getting Taco Bell. Neither one of us, it's 5 o'clock, and neither one of us has eaten today at all. I'm like, that's probably not a good idea if I'm not eating. So that's what we're doing, some tacos, and then we'll be on our way again. All right, so of course we didn't eat healthy, but we didn't eat a lot. We curbed our appetites there for that reason.
Eating all day.
Yeah, we had not eaten all day, like we mentioned there in the video.
So if we waited until we stopped, it would have not been good.
So the next clip you're going to see is in the dark, and me going, pulling with the truck here. And so let's go ahead and let you see that. All right, so cutting it close because we did a lot of running around. 10 miles to empty, 5.1 miles to our destination.
Laser.
And we had a problem with our Easy Pass. We think that the monitor for the Furrion backup camera was, must be a little bit too close to the transponder, because the first toll booth we went through, it said, go call Easy Pass. Well, we thought we was going to have a nightmare on our hands because Easy Pass doesn't open till Monday. And of course, this is Friday night. So anyways, 8.8 miles per gallon. Nah, I don't think so. We started at 9.3 miles per gallon. So I'm thinking that we're probably getting closer to 8 miles to the gallon. But the truck's done really well, and the combination of me letting a little bit off of the jacks in the back, where they're at 6 inches, or do we go back to 7?
You said you were going back to 6, so I don't know if you changed them or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. And then the airbags we have at about 25. Was that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, the truck's done really well. It's bumpy. Ask Heidi about the West Virginia Turnpike. Well, no, not the Turnpike, sorry.
77.
77 South going through Charleston. Wow, it was rough.
This Turnpike's not that great either. Not like it used to be.
Yeah, we're trying to get to Tamarack, you can see there. And this little car that's in front of us is a ratty little machine of some kind.
Looks old.
Yeah, it is. It's an older, like an old Volvo or something. But anyways, we'll get to the Tamarack here. We'll check in, and I'm going to fill up, obviously, with only 7 miles to go till empty. But 3.1 miles is all we need to go. Actually, 3 at this point, so we'll be fine. Yeah, this is an old Volvo. I know you guys can't see this necessarily. I'll put this up kind of close. It was kind of cool when we left Alliance. Everybody at Heidi's work come out. I don't know if we've got got footage of that or not, but I'll show it to you if we do.
Jacked up. Look at them. I texted them. I said, "I'll see you guys later." They're all waiting by the road.
But yeah, that was kind of cool. So yeah, this is a little Volvo. I can tell it's more like a 740 from the 80s. I'm not sure. Looks like some construction's coming up, so I'm gonna put the camera down, and 6 miles to empty. We'll see if we can make it. So the next clip that you're gonna see is where we have been before, and this was officially the start of our full-time RV, but you know what? At this point, this seemed like every other vacation that we'd gone on. Any kind of a 2-weeker or even a week vacation or
even with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we'll show you where we're at here and talk about how the night went. So let's go to that clip. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Tamarack.
It's 7, I think.
Yeah, it's early. So we're going to our boondockers down in Shelby, North Carolina, but this stop sign means absolutely nothing on this street. Just for a heads up, we're kind of at the bottom of the whole parking structure. I don't know, we just decided to come here because we was going to run our generator, and there was a lot of people that were already here. So I'm just going to kind of give you a once around here. Oh my word, we are sleepy heads. Well, we did get in late. We didn't go to bed till about midnight, and all this parking was full. Now, not on this side. This side, the parking, I could have parked all the way up to the cone-looking pine tree there, or whatever kind of tree that is. But I decided to back the truck up all the way to here because the generator, I didn't want to wake it. Nobody had their generators running. Nobody. But I needed to run my heating pad all night, which of course required the generator. So my back feels pretty good. Actually, when I'm driving, it doesn't hurt at all, and it feels comfortable. I'm very relaxed. So I got to give it a break. So we're gonna pack up here. We don't have any water at all in our freshwater tank, and the reason being is that we emptied it. Whenever we emptied our other tanks, that's when we found out that we had 60 gallons of fresh water. Again, I know one of those uploads, or one of the upgrades I'm going to do in the future, is going to be a sensor, the sea level tank sensors, because I cannot stand when I get a reading that doesn't make sense and I go, oh, there's no way
You know, that's what I did with that. I'm like, oh, there's no way it's full. There's no way. Well, guess what? It was full. It's just dumb how inaccurate it is. I don't know how to describe that. It's just dumb. These factory tank sensors have gotten very bad over the years, because our Terry camper, I could almost count on those sensors being pretty darn accurate. There's a couple times they were off, but for the most part, if I pushed the button and held it, you know, all the lights would come on, or 3 lights would come on, and if you hold it long enough, it would go ahead and it would drop and light up the correct ones through resistance or something. Well, I know it's through resistance, but anyways, generator did real well. I topped off that tank while we were at the gas station, filling up the truck, which the truck made it here. We did a lot of running around before we even got a chance to take off, and I made it here with about 5 gallons still in the tank, because when I topped it off, I only got 43 gallons or 43 gallons of gas in the truck, and then it was topped off at that point. So that means that it used a lot of gas, but I don't even know. Did we even try to? Oh, we don't know how many miles it was. I didn't write down the miles when I filled up. So, and again, a lot of that was running around empty, or running around prior to actually leaving. So.
Is that gunshots?
No, somebody ran over a manhole. Are you?
Sound like gunshots.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Oh, you're full of it. Here, I can show you what gunshots sound like.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So anyways, we'll go ahead and flip off the generator. Everything so far is good. We haven't had any issues. Everything's perfect. I'm gonna get on the get in the truck. I'm gonna check the airbags to make sure that I didn't lose any pressure overnight or during the drive, which I don't believe I did, not from the way the truck looks. And again, I'm not sure 100% of the combination yet, but it's a good ride. Everything's really good on it. I have no issues whatsoever. And if I'm not mistaken, I can tell you about the jacks if you guys have a Pro Pride hitch. I'm at the lowest setting. For me, this is the lowest I've ever ridden with them. It's at 6 inches. So that means the airbags did do a little bit during the initial, and I still think I could use a little bit more tongue weight, tell you the truth, the way it feels. If I had my chance today, I would put about 15 gallons of fresh water in the RV, because the freshwater tank being up front, that would put weight up front, and I think it would ride just slightly better, because I do have a little bit of bobbing, you know, that goes on front to rear. It's kind of like a little teeter-totter action, and I think that has to do with a lot of us getting some weight out of the cargo area and transferring it into the bed of the truck. So the front of the trailer is a little bit lighter, I think, than it should be, considering I have the generators on the back, the generator and that gas tank on the back. But it's not out of control. It's not anything. I mean, for 99% of the people that are towing, if they were to hop in this truck and start driving it, they would say, oh man, this is awesome. And it is. It's just, I was trying to give you a real critical outlook on what's going on. So we're out of here, and we'll pick this up later.
And finally, this is the location that we're at currently. So I'll go ahead and give you an overview so you can get an idea of what we're dealing with right now. And we'll come back and give you some thoughts then, and we'll go forward from this point with where we're going next. Uh-oh. Accident reported. Okay. That's a good one. I don't know why these... The lane, huh? Look, you can see. He went down. Yeah, he was way down in there. Yeah. So it's 2 o'clock, and we got into our next location. We left the Tamarack this morning. It was uneventful as far as traffic and anything else that we ran into. Some construction, there's a lot of construction. A couple of the roads are really rough. One of them was really rough, and it was unfortunate that the road where they had just put down new concrete, it was still rough. I don't know who's paying those people, but I definitely want to own up to that work. So where are we shooting from? Well, we're at a Boondockers Welcome location, believe it or not. This is in Shelby, North Carolina, and I put this way high up on the list, guys. If you're part of Boondockers Welcome, definitely come here. If you're not, click the link down in the description. Use that code, use that little link to sign up with Boondockers Welcome, and you could stay at places like this. So here we are at this guy's house, off the road in the middle of really nowhere to speak of. There's not a lot here, but let me show you what they do have. See those lawn chairs? If you look to the left, probably another 20 feet, 30 feet, is a dump station. You see that hose that's hanging on that pole out there? That is for your black tank flush. However, I will caution you against doing that, and I'll tell you why here in a second. And that's because, see over here in front of the mule, that is the water hookup. And he told us, don't hook up to my water direct. You want to just fill your tank. He said because his water pressure is like 85 psi. And I took his word for it. Not only that, but we have 50 amp hookup. And he told us pretty much park anywhere we wanted in the circle, half the circle over there. He didn't care. He says he's not going anywhere. He's got a big motorhome, a big coach in here, and he said he doesn't care. He's not going anywhere. He's not planning on going anywhere, so we could take up the whole driveway. And 50 amps. So a dump station, water hookup, and 50 amp service. I think that's pretty awesome. And you can see the area is really nice. It's very, very quiet. We heard an airplane fly over. That was about it. Did you hear anything other than an airplane? Yeah. So what are you eating?
What's the sandwich?
So what are you going to make tonight?
Oh, just some hot dogs.
Cool. Right now we're smelling gas, aren't we? Lots of gasoline. I used my beach lane levelers for probably the second time. They're perfect, aren't they?
Need to shape just one of them though.
Yeah, Heidi had
Just
said.
one.
Heidi had said one of them. Well,
And it's not even
problem
that
is, you
much.
can't do one of them. You'd have to do all four. If not, you got to remember which one's been cut. You know,
No, it's just more of the edge.
right? It's probably best just cut a little bit off of all of them. That way, they're all the same. But this was the amount of leveling that was needed to be exactly perfect. We didn't have to, but we did anyways. And then this is the gas that we're smelling. So what happened was, whenever I disconnected the hose this morning from the generator before we left, I accidentally loosened this entire fitting and all the gas came out. Let me rephrase that. Not all the gas. You can kind of see, here's the fill line. That's where we were last night. And here's the line here. That's how much gas we used all night long running my heating pad and charging the batteries also. So the foam got gasoline on it. Good thing it wasn't a cheap foam, or it could have been a big problem. So what we're doing is just letting this all air out. I already wiped out the generator box for the most part, and it's pretty darn clean. So what do you think about our Boondockers Welcome? Is this the best one yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy's really nice, really, really nice. So we'll get more information on that. We'll give you his location and stuff. And again, if you guys aren't part of Boondockers Welcome, don't we have a link in our description? And it's some kind of a affiliates link, I think, too. So we get some sort of credit, and I think they may get some sort of credit because we referred them.
Yeah, it's 3 months.
Right, right.
So, I mean, if you have, like, we've already had over a year paid by our Boondockers.
Yeah, you've seen the Boondockers that have stayed at our house. And we could have
And we didn't want to. We could have cheated the system and had our son check in. He's a Boondocker Welcome, and we'd get even more off. Now, here's the thing. We really can't be Boondocker Welcome host anymore necessarily. But this is
We can, as long as they don't need any hookups.
this is a great setup, and it's free. And we don't have to leave tonight if we don't want to. We could stay here a few nights, but we're only staying here one night, right? All right, so I'm gonna get something to eat and sit down here and relax.
Are you gonna sit down here?
Yeah, I'm sitting out here.
I'll bring it to you.
Oh, you're gonna bring me my food?
I have it sitting in here.
Oh, okay. All right, and yeah. So I got to do some work tonight. Hopefully I can get a video up. Maybe this video. I'm not sure. If not, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Now, just give you an idea what's going on tomorrow. We're leaving here. We have about a 4-hour drive tomorrow. Not quite 4 hour. And we're going to show up in Yemassee, South Carolina. And we're going to be there just for a night. It's 1,000 Trails Park. It's free. And then we'll be on our way to Florida after that. So we'll pick this up later. Tell everybody bye.
Okay, so it was the strangest feeling, for me at least, whenever we were heading out and we were doing what we've done 1,000 times, it seems. Not 1,000, but pretty close. It seems like we've always gone on vacation, on trips with an RV, without an RV, and we were taking the same route that we always did. Down 77, headed down towards Florida or Myrtle Beach, one or the other. However, there was definitely a different feeling to it, knowing, and it was funny to say, and I'll tell you what first time I ever said that to anybody, because it's the first time it ever happened to me, really, that I could think of. Maybe when I first got out of the Army, that might have been true too. But yeah, we were, I'm driving along, and we made a diversion to come to this location that we're at now. And it was the first time that I hadn't just been headed to a certain spot, and we could have just as easily canceled and went and did something else. But I'm glad we didn't.
Right.
Like you've seen, it's a unbelievable location.
Very nice.
But whenever I was talking to the gentleman that has the site here, and I will call it a site because it's like a site, he could get multiple rigs in here at a time, I'm sure.
He said, I believe he said 5 to 6.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anyways,
But only one electric hookup.
he asked us, said, so where's your guys' home? And I said, well, we're in Northeast. And I said, well, actually, right now, everything we own is behind me in the bed of the truck and in the trailer. I said, this is our home. And it seemed weird. Now, I only could have said that one other time, and that was when I was in the Army and I was coming home or coming back to Northeast Ohio, because I had everything I owned in my car, and that was it. But this is a whole different situation. I mean, definitely. So we're free, and I want to give you, there's no list or anything here, so this is just a couple things that I have off the top of my head, and Heidi might have a couple too, that you definitely want to wrap your head around. If you can, try to have somebody back at the house for like the next week that might be able to go back and help you with something. Because we forgot, like, the basement light was turned on.
I went to the basement like 4 times.
Yeah.
And 4 times I went to shut the light off, and I didn't get it shut off at all.
Right.
Michael says late last night the basement light's on. I said because I never turned it off.
Right. So that's one thing. The other thing was we had all those totes. Heidi had them listed on Facebook Marketplace. She had a bunch of interest in them because we were only charging like 20 bucks for all those totes.
Yeah.
So our son was kind of in the area. He's actually staying at his grandmother's at this point, just for a couple days, and then he's heading out. But he took care of the totes for us. He paid the guy that did the work for us. So all those things, you could see why it'd be a good idea to have somebody there. Now we also have, of course, our daughter and our son-in-law that's not that far away. So whenever the house does sell, we'll send them in to clear out the last bit of our stuff, which it will be my tire. I hope they got a place to put that. But all the cameras, that's going to go to them, except for my my mobile device, my Alfred camera, which I still prefer that one, I think.
The modem.
The Wi-Fi router that's in the bedroom, I'm sorry, in the office, which the box is there, and also the modem that's in there. And I don't know what I'll do with those things, but I don't think there's anything else in the garage other than the tire.
I think it's just the tire.
And that chair.
Oh.
Yeah. So just
if they want the chair.
Yeah, that's so everything's cleared out. Oh,
Yep.
and of course they're going to take the dehumidifier. That's theirs. That's their dehumidifier.
All the other appliances stay.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, everything else stays. The water cooler and the microwave and, of course, everything else that you see in there. So it would be a good idea if you guys are downsizing and going to move out of your home, if you could have somebody just hang out. It'll make it easier because there's always some scraggler stuff. I mean, what were we supposed to do? You know, throw that stuff away. Even if we gave it away, it's a hassle sometimes. So we did give some stuff away. Well, actually, we gave a lot of stuff away.
We had a lot of, like you said, stragglers.
Yeah, just little odds and ends of stuff.
Why am seriously such the small, minute stuff that didn't really have any meaning, but at the same time, it's like, why am I continuing to hold on to this bowl?
Yeah, that bowl.
I still wanted to bring it with me. I got rid of one bowl. Because you growled about it.
Yeah, I can.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go put that. And I'm like.
And I'm not talking about nice bowls.
Yeah.
These are old bowls that she's
my grandmother's bowls.
She's been eating out of, had a chip taken out of it. It's just, you get used to something.
They're probably not microwavable.
Right. Yeah, you're right. They're not. But you just get used to the stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing is, no matter how much you think you're going to be able to carry with you and take with you, you're not going to. I have an 8-foot bed with a cap, and the whole idea behind that was so I could take a lot of stuff with me just in case. Tools, supplies, screws, tape, glues, greases. I mean, all the kind of stuff that I'd run into, and I'd say, oh yeah, rivets, rivet guns. That's the kind of stuff I'd use to fix the RV, to repair the RV. You know what? I shouldn't even have brought an oil change. And we have, 2 oil changes?
Yeah.
Because now we've got a box that's so big that has 14 quarts of oil and 2 oil filters that we've got to deal with because of an oil change that, eventually we might do. And the funny part is I didn't even do the oil change before we left. We went and had somebody do it for us. So I think that was kind of stupid. And a lot of that stuff that I was loading in the back of the truck, as you could probably tell from the last video, I mean, we just kept on streamlining and taking stuff and saying, forget it, we're getting rid of these chairs, we're getting rid of this canopy, which the canopy is kind of in limbo, but I have a feeling we're never going to use that canopy again. I just have that feeling. I don't know that for sure, but...
We have room for it.
Well, we'll definitely have room for it.
When we come back, there'll be times we'll have to make a list of how many times...
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
We want to use it.
It's
not here.
Right. We have a few things that some of you may put into storage. What you need to do is, if you do that, we have storage that's at our mom's house, actually, and our kid's house, but still not a lot.
No.
Overall, I mean, it's not a lot. But what you want to do is, I'm assuming this is what we plan on doing, as we are out and we're moving around to all these different locations, we're going to look back and say, okay, would we have used our canopy if we had it at this point? Or did we? Oh, it'd be so nice if we had that canopy. Same with our chairs. We got rid of our zero gravity chairs. Are we ever going to say, man, I wish we had those zero gravity chairs again? I don't think so. That's probably why we got rid of them, other than them being bulky. But just let you know, it's all worth it. The relief that I feel, even though I still have, I don't know, how many, 800 miles of driving in front of us? Yeah. Yeah.
Not more than that?
Maybe it is more than that.
It might be.
I don't know. I don't even know. We
didn't
because we don't care. Whatever it is, it is. But yeah, I'm not stressed about it at all. I mean, it is such a relief. So
the stress part is getting rid of it. It's not that you want to keep it. I mean, at least for me.
It's just
like,
weird. It goes again. I'll tell you what it is. And this is the easiest way, I think, for most of us, especially our age group, to feel this. Think of something that you wouldn't normally do. Like, would you ever go into a strip joint? Are you one of these guys? I'm not a bit. I've never got the whole idea behind a strip joint. Don't get me wrong. I've been in a couple, but I've never got it. It's just not my thing. And when I go in there, I feel it feels weird. It feels uncomfortable. It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's good. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. Maybe I should have went to a male review. Maybe there's a revelation happening here. So just think of something that goes against your grain a little bit, just enough to make you feel uneasy about it. That's what it felt like, getting rid of stuff that I knew I used a lot, like my air compressor, my welder, and all my air tools. I used those things for years, a lot.
Your computer monitor?
Yeah, my other big computer monitor, which I'm working with a smaller one now, but it just felt weird. I knew it was the right thing to do, but it felt weird. So that's the experience that you're going to have to go through. And if you're experiencing that, it's normal. And don't fret. I mean, some people may be in a different situation than us, which we're lucky. I mean, we're really blessed in a lot of ways. A lot of you viewers that have been watching us for a long time, you guys are a big part of that for sure. And our Patreons, definitely, by far, we can't thank you enough. All of the fans have been watching us over the years, going through this whole process. We're blessed enough that if we accidentally get rid of something and do the old V8 moment, oh my, I could have had a V8. Oh my, I should have never got rid of that, whatever it might have been. We could we'd get it again. We could buy it again. I don't know what that might be at this point because we haven't really run into that. The only thing I miss is whenever I'm airing up the tires, my little Porta-Pack jumper pack is excellent for the airbags, but for tires, it overheats by the time it gets, even if our tires were at 63 pounds and I was just trying to get them to 65, and I did 3, on the third tire, it overheated. And it's like, oh my word. So, that's going to be something in the future we're going to address, and it has to do with the airbags and getting an air tank and an air pump on board to the truck. So it'll be a little bit easier to accommodate that. But just to let you know, going forward, which you'll see here on this video in the next couple of days, days for us, not you, of course. Sometimes when I'm talking, though, it seems like days and weeks. We're going to be heading south, and we'll be giving you a few more clips. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow morning. We'll get up. We're going to thank our host graciously. We're still hooked up. I just have to tighten up the torsion bars, or the weight distribution bars, check the airbags, make sure that they didn't bleed off or anything crazy like that. We'll pack all this stuff up, and we'll head to South Carolina. Stay the night there, talk to you again whenever we do that, and then on down to Florida. At some point the video will be too long and we'll have to stop it wherever that might be, but for right now, you're getting ready to see us get up tomorrow morning and head off to South Carolina, deep South Carolina. So we'll pick it up then. Good morning, YouTube. I guess the word for today is rain, at least so far, starting last night. I don't know. I slept okay. You sleep okay? It was very, 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 very quiet here.
Didn't hear anything.
There's a small airport that's relatively close, but it's very small, so it's little planes. Well, we have those at our house. That's not a big deal. And there was only like 2 the entire time we were here. And there's some construction going off way out in the distance. Of course, since it's so quiet, you can hear it way off in the distance. You can barely hear the beepers, the backup beepers of whatever's out there working. So I have yet to get ready to head out, but our stay here in Boondockers Welcome, Shelby, North Carolina, was awesome. I think this is a place that if you want to explore the area, which
the host even said there's not a lot in the area, but there is some stuff to see. I wanted to go to that Flying Pig
Oh,
barbecue.
place.
Yeah, it wasn't that far away, but it just didn't work for us on this trip. But yeah, the host is unbelievable by far. It's going to be a long time, I think, before we top this one.
This would be a great place to come and decompress.
Yes, yeah. There's nothing here.
Just quiet.
It reminds me a lot of the Boondocker Welcome that we went to
West Virginia.
in West Virginia. But this, I'm sure they'll get to that point, maybe. But in this case, this guy has already got his dump station, because he said the closest dump for him, he has a big Prevost, and he said the closest dump station was like 18 miles away, so he put one in for himself. And of course, like I said, the water, it's like pool water. I mean, it's chlorinated to a certain extent. It's very clean, and of course the pressure's unbelievable. So
you can't hook up.
yeah, I'm sure you could probably do something with a diverter.
He doesn't recommend it.
Yeah, yeah. So electricity's fine, of course. 50 amp right outside the door here. We're underneath the trees. We did get some leaves last night because of the rain and of course the time of year, and it was nice. It was very good. My back feels pretty good today. I'm moving around all right. So I got that video. You guys just seen that video that I posted, and of course there's a few clips prior to this, so we'll pick it up hopefully whenever we get into Florida. I think at that point I'll try to get this video up, so when you're watching this, most likely we're in Florida, but I don't know that for sure yet. It's going to be a little bit. So far so good. Great trip. This is it's a trip. Yeah, whatever.
Journey now.
I guess, yeah, it's just a journey, right? And we've already touched on that earlier in the video, but it just does seem odd because there's still a vacation mode feeling, and yeah.
Because mostly it's getting to our longer stay.
Right. And again, I'm sure there's going to be thousands of reasons why this stuff happens, but in our case, it was that bike being delivered early that we've got to get down there for. So, all right. So we'll pick this up maybe later if something comes up. Yeah. Heidi's got to go use the potty and smoke a cigarette. Looks like. So Heidi's back from the little girls' room, and ended up being the trailer because there was too many people in the Love's truck stop. So that's where we're at, Love's truck stop, and we're in Newberry, South Carolina, and it's a nice truck stop. The food was very good. We're eating poorly, eating at McDonald's, but it was good. It was hot. It was made nice. The tea, emphasis on the sweet part, woo, and the couple crunchies. And it wasn't just because they were crispy golden brown on the fries. It was some salt flakes because they were a little salty. But the truck stop's pretty decent. You can see here, kind of RVer friendly for the most part. I bet you this thing's packed at night. But you can see over there, certified cat scales. So let's try to put this in a nutshell really quick about the cat scales. We were kind of concerned that our combined weight at the scale up north said we were 17,200 pounds. When I had a full fuel tank, and the truck full, the RV full, other than all the tanks were empty when we weighed. When I might have confused you guys, when we went to the dump station, all the tanks were full. But we went to the dump station, we emptied everything, then we went to the scales. So here's the deal. I'm going to turn on my lights, make sure no trucker hits me. 17,200 was only 200 pounds over what we went to Myrtle Beach with. So I knew that we had a lot of stuff when we went to Myrtle Beach, but we have a lot more stuff in the truck now. Now the trailer did get a little lighter when we went to Myrtle Beach because we had that refrigerator freezer in the back. That's 65 pounds by itself. And we had it loaded. I mean, really loaded. And plus we had a full thing of water, and the refrigerator had a bunch of stuff in it.
And then the truck, we had stuff in the truck, but we still didn't have this much stuff. And the RV, we're about the same. We're probably a little lighter in the RV. I think we're lighter in the RV than we were when we went to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, our refrigerator's not full. We don't have that freezer.
And we don't have the chairs.
Yeah.
And I took two totes out, and that's in the back of the truck. And the one grill is gone. Yeah, I think we're lighter in the RV. So let's get to some numbers here. My stair axle's at 4,500 pounds. The stair axle on this truck, when it's fully loaded, to maximum can be 5,990. So I'm way under that. But remember, you want to make sure you have the correct amount of weight on the front of your stair axle. I don't know what the stair axle is when the truck's empty, but I think the way we loaded it, we're pretty close. The drive axle is 6,080 pounds. So the rear axle on the truck is 6,080 pounds. That is with the weight distribution cranked up to where we normally run. So some of that weight's being put on the front axle, and some of the weight that would normally be on the rear axle is also going back to the trailer axles. And the trailer axles, speaking of that, are at 7,340 pounds. That's pretty accurate because you got to figure that the tongue weight's about 1,000. Now, some of that tongue weight is going back again to not only the front of the truck, but back to the RV. So that's about right. That's pretty close. Total gross weight, 17,920. If I have a full tank of gas, you can add another 144 pounds to that. So we're over 18,000 pounds with the truck fully loaded with everything, and the trailer with all our stuff, with all of our stuff, just like we're traveling. So I've been basically hauling around here at 18,000 pounds until the gas gets a little bit lower, which is easy to do because I feel so comfortable towing. I mean, I've been running 70 miles an hour, and it does a great job. Everything feels under control. That's probably what everybody says right before it's not under control, right? It quits being under control. So we're in good shape. Again, I'd like to figure out what the front axle is normally, just the truck itself. That way I can tell whenever I put on my weight distribution with my current setup, which the current setup that I'm running is my jacks are, which just doesn't make any sense to you guys. The jacks are, the weight distribution's at 6 inches for pressure on the weight distribution bars, which is one of the lowest settings that I've run at a long time. And the airbags are at 20 pounds, and they seem to be doing great at 20 pounds. So everything's good. We're in good shape. So we're going to head out now that we got our bellies full. We wanted to touch base, and we're going to go to Yemisi. There's some rain. Let me flip you around. It's cloudy kind of thing that's going on. I don't mind so much, except we get this little spitty, drizzly rain. We're not having any downpours or anything. I'd rather it be one way or the other. I think. I don't know. I just don't care for this. But sunnier days are coming, that's for sure. So we have today we're going to be at Yemisi. We'll pick it up whenever we get down there. Hopefully they can give us a pull through. I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll pick it up later. It looks like we're going to be there about 2:30.
I don't know what these blue bands mean. Might be a trail or something. However, we are here. We got here, I don't know, about 2:45. And they had a packet for us and our site already picked out. There's a thing over there that says to the lake. So there must be a lake. There's a path over there.
The lake is, it says don't feed the alligators.
Yeah.
You go find them.
There's alligators. They tell you not to feed the alligators. So they also say to keep your pets on a leash because the alligators. So here's our site. Now, I could have pulled forward. I could have disconnected, and I could have parked the truck crooked. And we could have put the awning out. I could have pulled the RV further up, but we didn't want to unhitch. That was the most important thing. We're only staying here for the night, so we put the awning out a little bit to help it dry out. Maybe Heidi will jump up there and grab those leaves off of it.
Or maybe I won't.
Yeah, maybe she won't. Truck did real well. We ran crazy speed, and some of the, I was up cruising with traffic at 78 miles an hour for probably 6 miles straight. But that's what we were all traveling.
Driving in and out of traffic.
Yeah, I wasn't in and out of traffic. I was just staying in my lane. And it was 2 lanes. I didn't want to cause a bottle up. Yeah, that's my reason.
Get the truck washed.
So the truck definitely needs washed. Heidi said she'll do that. She's got some baby wipes. This is what I wanted to avoid. I think that looks tacky.
Oh, well.
Got a propane tank on the back in a milk crate, which I was thinking about doing. And they got the biggest blue boy you can buy hanging on the ladder. And I was thinking about doing that too.
Well, we hit all of our stuff, so.
So this side, obviously, you could see I just pulled in kind of crooked to let it happen. We're perfectly level for the most part. I think we're off by 1/2 of an inch or 3/4 of an inch leaning.
Nothing
And,
like the Tamarack.
Yeah, Tamarac's a
Or I
little bit.
was falling out of bed.
Well, that's the first time she experienced it. That's the way I always sleep. So the hookups, we were just going to fill the freshwater tank, and then I decided I wanted to do a good black tank flush before we get to our next spot, which I could do a good black tank flush too, but we hadn't done a good black tank flush for 2 days, 2 nights. So here we are. Now they set us up with 30 amp. I have 50 amp. They have 50 amp connection here. I don't want to get out that 50 amp cord. And guess what? I'm running both air conditioners just fine with that auto former and those micro air easy starts. I'm pulling 22 amps. Yeah, I'm pulling 22 amps combined with both those air conditioners running. And that's pretty much the peak. When they start, I might get to 27, but that's about it. So everything turned out great. Everything was a lot better than I expected. And it was quick and easy. Well, did you think the drive was quick and easy? There's some rough roads.
Yeah, I don't get it.
The roads are really
Whatever,
rough.
I mean, I don't think we've ever traveled that 26.
No, oh yeah, we have, but it's been a long time.
No, because it was not good.
Yeah, 26 was
mean,
rough.
There's not potholes, it's just bumpy.
Right,
It's not as bad as yesterday's drive, though.
right. Yesterday was real bad.
But, I mean, it was uneventful, thank God for that.
So we're sweating.
Yeah.
Finally. I actually, check it out, no jacket. Can you believe it? I still got long pants on though. But yeah, I'm definitely sweating finally. It's not real hot. We've been moving around a lot. Very humid. But this is it. Oh, look at all the Spanish moss. Let me show you guys that.
It's like being at your grandma's.
Yeah, she loves that Spanish moss until she gets it on her and it gets you itchy.
No, I put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer to kill off the bugs and then gave it to my mom for cracks.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember. But it's nice down through here. First thing when we got here, there was a toad over by the hookups, by the water faucet. And there was a squirrel there. There was a squirrel when we was driving in. That's a little fifth wheel, huh? Redwood. I think we need to get a redwood fifth wheel hide. But, yeah. Very nice. Now this, again, this is just a stopover for us. Maybe this will be something different in the future. Maybe this is a park that we could stay at for a month for free. Actually, for $29, we could stay here for 5 weeks if we wanted to. But I don't know what's in the area. I think I need closer to the water possibly for that. I don't think we're very far though. I'll have to look it up. I don't even know. So I'm going to go in, use the facilities, and we'll go from there. It is a little muddy here, just from rain and that, so not a big deal. But I do like their setups. I said, look how nice and easy this cord is to handle. Wow. And I'm running both air conditioners, so nice, very nice. And before we left, we got our squeegee out and we squeegeed off the walls because it doesn't make a difference how much water you think these take off. Whenever it goes in, it's still not enough, especially in the windows. So we're good. Oh yeah, our T-Mobile service here is very good. The uploads aren't great. The download speeds are fine. I don't know what the hotspot would do. I'm not going to necessarily be uploading a video though. I've got to sweep the floor because Heidi says she didn't walk through here with her shoes, but it feels like I'm walking through granulated sugar. But I'll check what the
Well, you guys seen that video that I posted, and that was when we left. When we left the house, our final touches video. I uploaded that, and it was a pretty long video using the $99 a month unlimited Wi-Fi through AT&T. And I didn't even put up my antenna mast. So far so good with that. I'll check it out and put a mental note on how good it is here. And from this point forward, again, if we come back here, we'll know that we could do videos potentially.
So since Michael's back's still hurting, I'm going to take us down to the lake. See a little squirrel there. I'll pick it back up when we get to the lake unless I see something exciting. I think they wouldn't be lying if there was alligators out here. Look at it. It looks scary. I'm not going to get too close. But I'd sure like to see an alligator. I don't know if I'd see what I would do if I saw one on the ground. I'd probably take off running. But it's pretty nice here. Really a super nice trail to walk on and ride your bike. Okay, I'm gonna get close to the lake and look. Oh, this is kind of scary. Like one would jump out at you. Oh, marshy looking lake. I don't know if you can see that, but you see the little turtle on the little branch there in the water. That is pretty cool. Love wildlife. It's so peaceful out here on the trail next to the lake. That's pretty cool. But it's so quiet. You can hear, I don't know, maybe a train or something in the distance. But looks like maybe a storm is gonna roll in here. Looks a little cloudy over there. But anyway, so far our trip has been uneventful. We've had no issue. Holy shit, I don't know what that was. Scared the shit out of me. It was a fish, probably. Yep. Flopping around there. I'm out here by myself. I'm scared. Could have been a frog, maybe. But it sure is a nice day, even though it was a little rainy. Across the lake there is the KOA park. So they probably get to enjoy maybe the same trails along the lake, which is pretty cool. It's a super nice trail though. I think that maybe I'll take a little walk in the morning before we take off, if I get up early enough. I swear to God, this walk wasn't that long to get out of here, so now I think I'm lost. So this is walking back and listening to all the birds. So cool. I mean, we have the same birds that make noises over and over again. But of course, they're different down here. I have to get a book to learn about the birds of the South. Still haven't seen an alligator. Well, tomorrow we head out to, I forget where in the heck we're heading tomorrow. I think we're going to, tomorrow's Ocala, Florida, to stay in a mobile home / RV park. Because, I don't even know what today is. No, today's Sunday, I think. Yeah, tomorrow, Monday, we'll be in Ocala. And then Tuesday, we'll be in a spot for a couple weeks. Zephyrellus or something like that. I have to look at it to say it right. But anyway, so that was my walk around the lake, or partway and back.
Sounds like rain. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we getting ready to close out, and I'm doing this video, and I realized that we said at the beginning of the video, or something to that effect, that you would most likely see this video when we were in Florida. That's probably not the case. I'm going to try to get it uploaded tonight, because the video's long, like always. So I'm going to stop it here. I wanted to kind of do some sort of a closeout. So that's all we're doing is a closeout. So what are we going to say?
As always, we hope to see you out here. Bye.
Bye.